The world needs more love. It's as simple as that. That's what we're talking about today on the devotional. Coming up. Hello and welcome to the One Verse Daily Devotional. My name's Matt, if we've never met. And we look at just one simple verse every single day to grow a little bit deeper in our faith. And so I'm really glad that you're with me here today. And our one verse today is out of the book of Proverbs. And of course, then that means it's filled with wisdom. And I got to tell you, this is exactly what we need for 2020. This verse is powerful. And man, it just it gets me excited and breaks my heart all at the same time. Our one verse today is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12. And it says, hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. Hatred stirs up conflict. Man, I don't know about you, but during my lifetime, 2020's probably been the best example of this. I've seen videos and read the books about the days of human rights and seen the hatred that would go on during that time, but I never lived that. I read about it. I've seen it. Maybe some of you have. I remember a pastor that I used to have when I lived in Alabama for a short time, remembering and saying how he remembered watching people get sprayed with water hoses. I mean, that's just mind-blowing to me. But in my life, I've never seen anything like that. And yet here in the last several years, and especially in 2020, to see the hatred, the racial divide, and this proverb couldn't be more true. Hatred stirs up conflict. There's been racial injustice, hatred when it comes to the color of someone's skin. There's also hatred just on who you vote for, who your political party is. I mean, things have gotten so ugly, so out of hand. Hatred, I mean, if we were charting it out on a graph, right? Hatred is just blowing up off the charts in not a very good way, right? That's probably because it's always been underground, sadly, but it's broken through the surface, and it's evident now more than ever before that I can think of in my lifetime. Hatred has a grip on our country and probably as well on our world. And this proverb is so true. Hatred stirs up conflict. Where there's hatred, there's conflict. We see conflict after conflict and fight after fight and argument after argument, especially here in this election year, right? And it's just heartbreaking. Like I said, this verse breaks my heart. But there's hope, right? There's love. It says, but love covers all wrongs. The only way to fight hatred is with love. And as a guy, I'm going to admit, sometimes it's a little bit weird to say, because love to me always feels like, oh, this woo-woo, lovey-dovey, whatever. But that's not the kind of love that we're talking about. Matter of fact, over the last couple of weeks, we've looked at verse after verse after verse on what real love looks like, whether out of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, or we learn that God is our Father and that He loves us, and that because of that, we're called to walk in the way of love. We learned that the other day. And now here, once again, it says, hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. That we, as followers of Jesus, would lead the charge of love. And yet it breaks my heart because I see so many Christians almost leading the charge of hate. That we're spreading hate, that we're spreading conflict, that we're spreading divisiveness. When we, the followers of God, God is love, the followers of true love should be on the front lines spreading love, showing love, covering wrongs with love, fighting against hatred and injustice, fighting against conflict with what? With our love. As we've said multiple times over the last few weeks, I'll say it again, that this is the kind of love that puts on its work boots and goes to work, that it puts on its overalls and goes to work, that it's not afraid to get its hands dirty, that we will fight injustice, that we'll put our arms around someone and walk alongside them, that we will persevere, right? Hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. This world is filled with conflict and hatred. And the only way we can fight against it is with true love. I encourage you to live a life of love today.